Dan, we've seen bad transitions. We've seen transitions where they took all the W's off the keyboards in the OEOB, and
Yep.
obviously the transition from Obama to Trump wasn't great, and from Trump to Biden wasn't great. We've seen now both the president and the vice president pledge this. Do you imagine that your friends who work in the OEOB and the West Wing will be enthusiastically helpful to the Trump transition?
They won't be enthusiastic, but they'll be helpful. I just don't see that kind of same childish, as you say, the famous, Clinton Gore people popping the W's off the keyboard in 2000. And I think it often takes you take direction from your leaders. And I think not only is Joe Biden going to be cooperative, but most of that senior staff is kind of, grizzled veterans of Washington who have been around for a very long time. And I just don't see them going out the door like that. And so I think they will be, cooperative. They'll put on a smile. I think the question is how much the Trump people want to cooperate with them. I don't say that, in a snarky way. I just think a lot of them have been there. They were just there 4 years ago. I think they have an idea of what they want to do. And so, to what extent they're going to ask for help and whether or not they go through the formal channel of a government provided transition office and infrastructure or choose to run it themselves. Again, I don't say that to be snarky, like it may be that is what future campaigns do. I think will be anyone's guess. And I think, the other part of this, as you said and Sean said, is Trump, when he went in the first time, really had no idea how government worked and what the levers were to pull and kind of just all the things he didn't know. And now he does. And just like George W. Bush knew from his father and Dick Cheney knew from years in government, I think it'll be very different this time.
Yeah, can I just add? I think there was that pettiness when George W. Bush came in that I don't think is going to exist. I think that Joe Biden will be very clear with his staff, and I also think there's a level of maturity of those people.
Yep.
They don't they want to be seen. Biden has always been big about legacy. He's going to make it very clear to the staff. I think you have a lot of grown-ups that work there that are going to be very clear. We want to go down in history as leading a strong transition. I think Obama, I wrote in my first book, whether it was Josh Earnest or other folks around the administration, they were extremely kind, helpful during our first transition. But I agree with Dan. The vibe from most of these folks is, hey, no offense, this isn't we don't need help. We know what we need to do. We know how to do it. And therefore, thank you, but no.